AJ Azar, how are you, motherfucker?
Oh, we're recording? Hey. We're jumping right in the fire. Holy fuck. I look over, he's staring at me. I'm like, what is this?
What's going on, brother?
Hey, what's up? How are you? This is crazy because I saw you, 2 days ago, just walking past a mic and you just happened to be there. And I'm like, this is crazy. I'm going to see you in 2 days.
Yeah.
Your wife's Asian, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
She's Chinese, like Hong Kong.
Hong Kong Chinese.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what was your mom?
My mom was she's I don't know if she's Wuhan, something like that, but she was a refugee. She fled during the war to Burma.
Ah.
So ethnically she's Chinese, but culturally she's Burmese.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's something.
And then your father?
Spanish.
Ah.
Catalan, actually, not even Spanish. Catalan. You know about this, Catalan?
No.
Oh, this is fun. It's like a Barcelona, the state of Barcelona. But it was like two kingdoms. It was the kingdom of Castile and the kingdom of Aragon. And then they married to create Spain. Oh!
Woo! That happened to me yesterday.
Jesus Christ. No, it was two kingdoms. And then there's a whole independence movement about the autonomy of the Catalunya, which is what it's called.
Okay.
And if you go there and call them Spanish people, they'll go, hey, fuck you. We're not Spanish. You know what I mean?
Oh, serious?
Yeah, it's like a whole different. They have their own language and everything. And during the Civil War,
no shit. Then it's
yeah, it's like not Spanish at all.
Yeah,
it's actually closer to Italian than it is Spanish. Like Ibiza and all those, all Catalan. They have their own flag. They have their own president. And like if you go in there, you tell them they're Spain, they'll tell you to fuck off. So it's like this is what I was saying. During the Civil War, Franco, who was the dictator, went in and like murdered a shit ton of Catalans, outlawed the language, and was like basically made it impossible to be Catalan. So now it's like, it's what is it, like 60 years later, 70 years later, he's like there's a whole independence movement going on. So it's like now you can be proud to be Catalan rather than like a closeted Catalan.
And so were they originally like their own country?
Own kingdom, own country, not country, I wouldn't say. It was like before, all this stuff. It was like a kingdom first. I'm pretty sure it was the kingdom of Aragon. Like Picasso was Catalan.
Right.
And Juan Miró, and there's another big one I'm forgetting. Gaudi, they're all Catalan. They're not Spanish. So it's like stolen valor a little bit, actually. So
interesting.
yeah, so he's that. But he's an American. He's from Queens. But
is it still recognized now as like a, do they want to become independent now?
oh, hell yeah. They shout out Catalunya. I mean, I'm Chinese. So I'm not talking about this. I don't look Catalan at all. But yeah, they make up 25% of Spain's exports. So like, they're like, go fuck yourself. We can do this ourselves. You're stealing all our glory. So same thing happened with the Basques too in North Spain. So they bombed the shit out of them, and they were like, this is now Spain. They pulled a little Britain over Catalonia and the Basque country. So
damn, such a rich history. Those Spanish man, they knew how to conduct an empire, didn't they? How many countries in the world speak Spanish? Like 40 or 50 countries.
They fucking spread their seed.
Yeah, man.
That's God's child.
Yeah.
Spanish people.
They're
out there just deflowering countries.
They really did well. Same with like the Portuguese, like all the European countries. It's so strange when you think about it. There's like the Dutch. They're like this tiny little country in Europe, and they went all. The Dutch were the first people, the first white person to set foot on Australia. Were the Dutch. They were just incredible sailors, incredible navigators.
New York too. New York used to be Dutch.
There you
New
go.
Amsterdam.
It's a wonder they just lost their dominance though, didn't they? Or they just weren't interested in like conquering, or maybe they just didn't have the population. They just knew what they.
That's interesting. Well, I know why the Portuguese got so successful is because they had the slave trade. They basically capitalized on the Congolese. Like there was a king of Congo. The Portuguese were like, let us buy some slaves, and the king was just like, I got a stockpile. And he basically just started enslaving all of his own people. And then he just became like a super wealthy king. And then but of course, his people fucking hated him because it was so tragic. But yeah, so that's how the Portuguese got
That's
successful.
what I always, this may be a little controversial, but the whole slave trade thing and everything that started, like a lot of the whites get a lot of blame, which is completely understandable. But you never hear about the black empires, the African empires that actually sold their own people.
Yeah, this guy was.
It wasn't just the Congo. From what I know, it was a lot of other places did that as well. They were in cahoots. It was a two-sided thing. Like they didn't just run there with nets and go like they literally was a coerced thing, and it's really is sad on both sides, isn't it?
It's super fucked up, and Like even in have you ever seen the diasporation between Haiti and Dominican Republic?
No.
About this, so like the Spanish had Dominican Republic, the French had Haiti, but actually the Spanish were more interested in like creating like a country or like a satellite country that was actually like a good country, and the French were just like extort the shit out of this land, and now all of the crops in Haiti are fucked up, and it's like the whole economy is like not good because it's the foundation of what the French left, and it's you can go and just see how much better off Dominican Republic is doing rather than Haiti. Yeah, it's crazy. So
Have you been to DR?
I haven't been to DR, but I've been to PR a lot. Puerto Rico.
Oh, yeah.
That's fun.
Yeah.
PR is a fun time. Have you been to Puerto Rico?
I haven't.
Oh, you got to go. It's so much fun. Oh, my God. They love Bad Bunny. Everything is fried food.
Yeah.
Just summertime, beer, beach. It's great.
I remember when I was in Ecuador, I met some girls and they were like, "Do you like Bad Bunny or Bunny?" They say Bunny. I was like, "What?" They're like, "Bad Bunny." I'm like, I don't know what Bad Bunny is. Like, and then they played the music. I was like, "Oh, Bad Bunny. I get okay. He's funny. He's good."
Spanish world is crazy. You get into the Spanish world, you go, this is a whole other world. Have you been to China? You're from Australia, right?
I haven't been to China.
You haven't been to China? What?
That's
should. Crazy.
Yeah,
You
I
should
want to go.
That's like Australia's Mexico. If anything, you should definitely get to China.
I don't think a lot of people go to China for. I mean, obviously they do. It's got an incredible history and tourism,
Sure,
but I don't know of many Australians that have gone to China. A lot of us go to like Indonesia and Japan.
Really?
That's kind
Java, Jakarta,
Bali.
Okay, Bali, yeah.
of yeah. A lot of surfing trips up around there.
Surfing.
Yeah.
Ah, you surf?
Yeah.
Oh man, I learned how to surf last summer, and I've been fiending to go this summer. Like I've
Yeah.
been watching the surf line reports and everything. We should go. You have a surfboard here or no?
Yeah.
We should definitely go surfing.
Do you have a car?
No, I don't even know how to drive.
Do you know anyone with a car that we could borrow? Maybe we could just hire one weekend.
Dude, I'm from New York. I don't know anyone that knows how to drive or is.
I can drive.
You can drive.
I can
We
drive.
can rent a car.
Let's rent a car.
It'll get sandy, but maybe get a little vacuum, clean it up before we give it back or
Well,
something like
apparently
that.
Long Island has some really good waves.
Long Island has some great. So I learned how to surf in Rockaway, and then my buddy, where I really learned how to surf, like I kind of could catch like the whitewater breaks and like a 1 or 2 footer. But then my buddy was like, "You want to go to Nicaragua and surf for 10 days?" And I was like, "Let's do it." And that was some real.
Which
surfing.
part of Nicaragua?
San Juan del Sur.
Okay.
Have you been?
No, I didn't go
Oh
there.
my God, you got to go. It's fucking incredible.
I spent like 3 months in Nicaragua.
Oh, where?
There's my brain is not working this morning. Where did I go?
Papoya?
So I went to Popoyo. I went to El Transito.
Yeah, I've heard of it. Yeah.
So I stayed in El Transito.
It's a little bit more north. Yeah.
And there was just some incredible waves down there. It was literally just the time of my life.
Perfect waves.
Man,
dude.
we rented a house on the beach for $500 a month. Like it was unbelievable. 3 of us shared the place, and then one person left. It was just me and another girl.
Still $250 for a
It
fucking
was
house.
unbelievable, dude.
It's insane. And you get to surf every day. The food
Dude,
is fresh. The fruit is out of the world.
Yeah. The fishermen just come in off the beach every single day.
It's like, why doesn't everyone live
Yeah.
here, dude? It's crazy.
The surf there, like we were getting waves that we'd have to get boats to. And
Those are dangerous,
Yeah,
though. Those can be a little dangerous.
It was
no?
just awesome, like long
just the
waves.
curl
just
or
kept
such.
going,
Oh
man.
my God.
It was unbelievable.
Turning me on
That
now.
was one of the appeals of moving here because I thought, okay, on my holidays I can just fly to Mexico, fly to Nicaragua, or El Salvador has incredible waves as
Yeah.
well. I spent a few months there, but we'll see if that
I'm
happens.
going to put you on right now. Puerto Rico has great waves in the winter, like fantastic waves in the winter. Round trip is like, if you get them a month or a half in advance, they're like $120.
Oh my God.
You could get, one of my buddies is a pro surfer. Shout out to Mauro Diaz. He taught me how to surf a little bit. I took a surf lesson. We ended up becoming friends. He is like a Volcom sponsored surfer. Like can surf like 10-foot curlers. Could do the whole. He's like competed before.
Wow.
All in Puerto Rico.
Wow.
So you got to get to Puerto Rico, dude.
I would love to.
Have you heard of Rincon?
No.
Oh my God, you look like every single guy in Rincon. Rincon is a little state on the west side, the west shore of Puerto Rico. Whole expat community. It's all Americans, and it's just like the most gorgeous place in the world. Just palm trees and small taco shops, and it's like literally just rural and a little forested, but it's like the best surfing in Puerto Rico. You gotta go.
Okay.
You would fit right in.
Yeah.
You look like you should be living there right now.
Yeah. I
I'm not
wanted
even
to.
joking.
I actually went to Mexico before I came to America to buy a hostel.
You bought a
I
hostel?
was going to buy a hostel with some friends, and it didn't end up working out. That was in Mexico. So I love that whole region. I love Central America, and I love surfing. But I'm glad I didn't now in hindsight. But yeah, it's played a pretty big role in my life going down there. It was a life-changing experience.
It's the best. You know what the Jews do that I love? So Israelis.
What do they do?
All right, listen. The Israelis.
Name one thing.
This is gonna be hard. It's gonna be a little tough. But no, I know a bunch of Israelis work at an Israeli restaurant, and a lot of the Israelis after they do army.
Yeah.
After college or university, whatever the fuck they call it, they do an army, and it's like 3-4 years, depending if you're a boy or a girl. Mm-hmm. And then there's like a Hajj they all do, where there's like there's a Jew trail from Mexico to like I think Brazil or Colombia, and it's like all of those Latin countries, and there's just Chabad house. You know what Chabad house is? It's just a house for Jews. There's Chabad houses and like this huge trail that just goes from like the bottom to the top. And they all just go on this thing and they call friends. They all meet up and they all just hang out in Latin America and they all go do part. It's like, I'm like, this is the way, this is whoever thought.
So I'm very aware of this because when I traveled, it was probably through Central America, it's probably like 10% of the people you meet are Jewish. Mm-hmm. They've all just finished their military service.
Exactly.
They've done it for 3 or 4 years. They've stacked some cash and they go for years, these guys. They go for years and don't come back. And they're all smart guys, but they're all a little fucking crazy. Like, you don't pick a fight with an Israeli Jew in the lineup. No. These cunts are fucking military trained.
You don't know what phone calls they can make.
They're a little fucking wild, these guys.
These guys have an iron dome.
Yeah.
These guys, you don't want to fuck with these guys.
You don't. But they're nice guys. A lot of really nice guys. Also, you just don't want to cross them.
Oh, man.
One of the guys I was going to set up the hostel with was a Jew. And
good move.
He was from Israel. He just finished his military service. And I had a bit of a falling out with him. He was a very stubborn guy.
I mean...
He called me at my worst, and then he was like, nah.
Oh, they don't care.
No.
They're all business. They're like, hey...
100%.
Which I can kind of respect.
I do, yeah.
But it's like at times, like, imagine being this dude's wife. You come home, and he's just fired up about fucking... the stock market, like shut the fuck up. Talking to me about crypto at dinner, I'd be like, I want to leave you. This is ridiculous. I don't want to talk to you about the stock market.
So did you grow up in New York, AJ?
I did grow up in New York. Yeah.
You're a local. You're a what? I
am
a New York proper real New Yorker. There's not many of you guys.
There aren't actually. It's the older I get, the less I meet more. You know what I mean? It's always the people I knew from high school and stuff like that I still know that are New Yorkers. And it's crazy because New York is actually the smallest city in the world. It really is.
Yeah.
It seems big, but it's so dense. And there's so many, like, you just get to know everyone really fast. And you kind of just know someone that knows you. It's a really small satellite of people. And it's kind of crazy. Mostly has to do with middle and high school. Like, the way the middle and high school is set up here is fucking, it's really crazy because it's like, no one has more independence than a New York City kid. Like, I was going to school by myself. I was getting on the subway when I was 12 years old by myself. My dad gave me a Metro card. He'd say, hey, fuck off. You're a boy. You can get on the subway. And then I would just, you know what I mean? I'd have an hour of independent time to get to school in the morning where I could do whatever. Like, I could pick up cigarettes off the floor. I could, drink dirty fountain water, tap water. I could do whatever I wanted. Yeah. It's a surreal level of responsibility, one thing, because I blew it. I shit the bed with that.
You sound
sorry,
like me,
Dad.
dude. Tell me what happened. Like, what?
No, I mean, you develop bad habits if you don't have the right influences around you, and it's like I was terrible at school. I love education. I love learning. There's nothing more that turns me on than a nice historical video. Love it. But sitting in a class, I'm so ADD, I just couldn't do it. Like, I was just constantly fidgeting, and then I started smoking weed. That was a train wreck of a time smoking weed because, like, I don't know what all these schools expected letting kids out for lunch. You know what I mean? Like, the projects are a block away. There's it's just everywhere. It's like you can't avoid it. And it's like, I would never raise my kid in New York City. I would never fucking do it. After seeing what I saw, I would never do it. Like, there was girls in sophomore year overdosing at lunch.
Damn.
At lunch. You should be at Chipotle, not on the.
So you could leave to go to shops at lunch.
Yeah, they give you an hour.
So that's your right as being a New York citizen. Like in going in the New York school system, you don't have to stay in the school. You can go.
Well, depends how lenient. I went to a very liberal high school. Actually, this is the high school.
Oh, cool.
But very, very liberal, very lenient. And there are other schools where they don't even let you bring your phones in. Like there's a whole business of trucks with cell phone pockets. And when you go to school, you go to these trucks and you give them their cell phone. You pay them like $10 and they keep your phone for the day. And then you come out of school and
pay them $10.
They hold your phone for you. Yeah, they give you a ticket. Because you can't, there's metal detectors. Because, kids bring knives and guns. Like, I went to a very, it was a nicer school.
That's a lot of money, though, $10 every day.
Oh, there's an economy for everything out here. It's fucking nuts. But, yeah, so these trucks are making a killing just holding kids' phones. And they can't leave till school's done. Because, you go out and you do some shit, you bring a knife back, you stab your teacher.
Yeah.
But, what I was saying was that the constellations of New York City, it's very small because, like, I went to a middle school and I'd make a group of friends, right? And then we go to high school, and these same group of friends gets thrown out across New York City to all these high schools. Keep in mind, these high schools aren't like, we have a parking lot and a soccer field and a football field. And it's a floor of a building.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's literally just a floor. My high school was one floor, and the other two floors was a middle and a high school. Across the street, there's 4 high schools in one building. Across the street, there's 6 high schools in one building. So in like a 2-block radius, you have almost 10 high schools. You know what I mean? And so after school, I was going to different high schools, meeting all those kids, going to a different high school. Where, one of my friends would go to middle school to a different high school. Now I know all those kids because I went to middle school with him. Now I know all his friends. Then I go to another friend. Now I know all these kids in this one high school. So it's like it's a Rolodex of kids you get to meet, and it's really unique. I swear to God, this doesn't happen at almost any other place in the world.
A lot of schools don't really interact that well. Maybe through sports every now and again.
Sure, yeah.
And socials like dances and stuff. But a lot of time it's more rivalry. Like you want to fight those guys.
No.
If they're in another school, that's what it was like at home. It was very there was a lot of sentiment towards your own school. And if you went to a party and there was like other dudes from other schools, like nearly 99% of the time there was a fight.
Yeah.
Between someone. It was really dumb. In hindsight, it was so dumb. Like, but just, these kids with this testosterone that's running through their blood and they don't know what to do with it.
They're just it's a fake ego complex. I could never be so self-righteous about my high school. I love my high school, but it's just so dumb for me to cause a fight with someone else over a school I was barely attending.
Yeah.
I was showing up fourth period, getting out for lunch and being like, I'm going home.
Also, I was never violent. I never was one to pick fights. Or it was just not in my nature. I never have been. I'm not like this. So I was never I was more. While they were fighting, I was like trying to hit on a girl.
Yeah.
And like
sneaky dog.
And doing well.
Ooh, got a little Asian fetish in you. I'm staying on this side of the table.
I was just saying to AJ, I'm like, AJ is what my future son will probably look like.
Hey, stay away from my sister. This guy's a pedophile.
Dude, I did a job interview yesterday for an event. And the lady at the end, she's like, oh, I just had to ask you one more question. Like, do you like children? And
I think I said, do you like Asians? Sorry.
She said, do you like children? And I said, my response was, yeah, I really enjoy children.
Oh, that's tough. That's tough.
And I was like, from a distance. I was like, that's worse.
You know what's so funny?
Sitting there with binoculars. Like,
I love that kid.
I'm enjoying.
He's so lucrative. I can see so much happening with him. What's it called? I'm trying to get this is funny. We'll wrap back around to the New York thing, but my girlfriend is she used to nanny. She's trying to find more nannying jobs, right? So I'm like helping her, right? Like, and I work at a restaurant sometimes. These moms and dads will bring their kids in and they'll eat whatever, and then like sometimes I'll go up to them. So I've been trying to help her lately, and I'll be like, hey, you guys looking for a nanny? My girlfriend's really great. You know what I mean? But how much would it be, like, how weird would it be if, like, I was like, hey, my brother is looking to look after your kids? Because it's like, no one chooses a guy for a nanny. People are like, you should nanny. I'm like, no one would hire me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you know what? You'd be a fucking great nanny.
Thank you.
Because I've thought about it as well. I'm like, I like kids. I've got nieces and nephews. I enjoy playing. I shouldn't say enjoy, but I love my nieces and nephews. I enjoy playing with them. It's fun. But like as a dude, you're going to give those kids a way better time. Not necessarily. Okay. I'm going to correct myself. Ooh. But you're probably going to give, especially boys, you're going to take them to the park. You're going to kick a football. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? You're going to get on the bikes.
Yeah.
You know, it's different. I think
girls are pussies.
When you when you were a kid, who did you enjoy playing with more? Your male cousins or your female cousins? Like,
I only had male cousins.
Well, okay. Well,
so obviously male cousins.
Yeah.
So.
But there, you know, like I would always, me and my brother, we'd play with our male cousins because we'd be doing dude shit. And I think there is a good case to have male nannies, but you're right. It is weird. And it shouldn't be. It just shouldn't be weird. It's like one of those things that's like intrinsically put into our brains now which it shouldn't be.
I don't know, because I know my guy friends, and I know how much of a dumbass they are. Like I would, how upset could I be at myself if I came home to find my kid who I paid a male nanny look for, and he's just fucking, you know, jerking off and playing video games and you know, smoking cigarettes out the window. I'm like, how mad can I get at you? Because this is what I would do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like, I come home, if it's a girl, she's like, you know, fucking on her phone, whatever, sitting next to the kid. That's better. I'd rather that happen because, I don't know. I feel like that. I think, like, if you have a kid, right? If you had a kid, would you get a male nanny?
No.
No, absolutely
not. Maybe when they're older, okay, but definitely not. Definitely not when they're younger.
A little bit more mature.
Like when they were like, you know, I would get a male babysitter. I don't know, man. It's just like
it's not happening.
It's just creepy, isn't it?
It is
creepy okay, so family members, fine, but yeah, anyone out of the family, it is weird. I don't know why. It shouldn't be, but it is.
I just know us.
Yeah,
we're dumb.
Yeah.
We're so dumb.
Yeah,
we're meant to pick shit up.
Yeah.
Girls are the true leaders. I gotta tell you, like.
Well, they have all the babies.
But you know what? I genuinely do think that women are a little bit more cognitively sorted than guys, because I think, you know, even though I feel like women can be more emotional, but guys just sometimes we can only see so far.
Yeah.
And I really do think women, generally speaking, have the full 20/20 or a lot farther of a vision.
Yeah, but I don't know if they're better leaders.
Oh,
I don't know. Like I'm not saying that they're not. There's not a lot of proof that they are. I think they can be equally as good as men. But I would say there's probably a reason why forever in history men have been the dominant part of the family. I don't know why, but I think biologically maybe humans are just more drawn to like the male as a leader, probably because it's a stronger figure. They can physically protect them. And that's different now because men, we're all weak little pussies now, you know, like we're little city slickers. Our hands are all soft and moisturized.
Yeah, everyone's
like,
gay.
Yeah.
Everyone's fucking.
So I don't know.
But who's the leader of the leader? Who's your boss? A woman?
Yeah, in the household, it is the woman, isn't it?
No, but it's you. Like you know what I mean? Like your boss is yourself. But at the end of the day, if your wife says, Cameron, take the fucking trash, you're gonna fucking.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean?
in the house, she's definitely the boss.
How long have you been married?
Since November.
What's his name?
No, George.
Since November. Oh, so it's fresh.
Yeah, fresh. But yeah, she's definitely the boss in the household for sure.
Well, how did you propose? How long were you dating before you proposed?
So we were dating. We started dating. Well, we'd known each other for 5 years.
Before you started dating?
Yeah. But I moved here in June. That's when it was like officially official, I guess you would say. And then November we got married. I proposed the night before we got married.
What? Like you scheduled the wedding that fast?
We had the wedding scheduled already.
Oh, you were like, we're gonna get married.
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah, dude.
Because we like for visa purposes it made sense. And we wanted to keep the relationship going. I wanted to stay here and so yeah, but then the night before I proposed to her, and then we went and got married at the courthouse the next day. So it was very very untraditional, but it works for us. Neither of us wanted like a big wedding or.
Yeah, who wants a big fucking wedding? Those things suck. It's it's supposed to be your day, but then you spend all day going.
Yeah, although I went to my brother's wedding in a few months ago in Brisbane, and 30 people, perfect size wedding.
Perfect.
It was great wedding. It was probably the best wedding I've ever been to.
Yeah. The ones where they have like 200 and it's a banquet, all the families fly out. You can't even drink.
Man.
I wouldn't even drink at my wedding. I'd be like, I can't get shit faced in front of my girlfriend's fucking dad's best friend's brother. Who is this guy?
Everyone I know that has had one of those weddings regrets it. They always say the same thing. They're like, we wish we just had invited family and friends every time.
I'm having my wedding at a Dallas barbecues, dude. That's the perfect expectation level.
Dallas barbecue?
Yeah. You know what Dallas barbecue is?
No.
Oh man, you gotta go. It's terrible. It's awful. But that's what I want. That's at my expectation level for a wedding. It's fucking cheap ribs and mojitos.
So what? With the high school, were you living in Brooklyn then?
No, I grew up in like a Soho kind of. My dad bought a really nice loft for like very cheap before Soho and any. Oh, bro, I mean, this is funny because normally we're in the LES and it's all posh and stuff. But there's literally a lady sitting outside the door scratching her asshole. So, but before, like back then, it was like my dad would always tell me like this neighborhood used to be a fucking shithole. Like the whole thing was just disgusting and dilapidated and derelict, and it was just covered in filth and graffiti. Like I remember we used to walk on Bowery, and now there's all these nice restaurants and stuff like that. But my dad was like, when I was growing up, this whole thing was filled with hobos. Like the Mission was just from the bridge to 14th Street. It was disgusting.
Wow.
And it's such a contrast seeing this all happen to this neighborhood. It's so crazy. So yeah, but my dad got a really nice deal on a house. Then it ended up leveraging my family for like the rest of like the house. The value of the house ended up paying for like my entire family for like a long time. So it's great.
Has he still got it?
He's about to sell it.
Okay.
But yeah.
That sucks. You couldn't. Damn.
Nah, I mean it's fine. I mean it's not my fucking house. I'm lucky and I'm grateful and lucky enough to even being there for 20 minutes. You know what I mean? That's how I feel about it. So
what's he gonna do when he sells?
Man, I want my dad. If you're listening, you need to retire. You need to just take all the money and just go buy do what you did. Get a hostel in the middle of nowhere. Wear a Hawaiian shirt. Eat a couple Viagras and just have the time of your life. That's what you got to do.
He should go to the Philippines.
He should go to the Philippines. He's a bit of an Asian kink, just like you. A little fever.
Go get a 30-year-old wife and.
I mean, really?
Why not? Is he healthy?
Yes. Mentally, I'm not sure.
Is anyone mentally healthy?
I think so.
Physically healthy?
Yeah, he's all right. I mean, dude.
A lot of New Yorkers are pretty healthy.
Are we?
I don't know. Like, I mean, you don't see a lot of fat New Yorkers.
That's true.
Which in America, 40% of your population is obese. So
it's a fucking land whale country. This whole place is...
Dude, as soon as you leave here and you get out to the countryside, they're all fat fucks.
They're all fat and religious, and they're the nicest
but not just
people.
Nicest.
They're the nicest. I went to Montana and Texas and Wyoming, and I thought they would hit me with all these racial slurs. The nicest people in the world. Like they were buying me beers, asking me what type of chink I am. I was like, this is fucking, you guys really care. This is great.
But yeah, there is a problem with the weight.
With the weights?
The weight,
yes.
Dude, even the homeless people are overweight. They're like, I was up on the border of Canada. I can't remember what town it was. It's near Niagara, whatever that is on there. I don't fucking know. And there was a homeless guy who was holding a sign. He said, homeless and hungry. And he was like morbidly obese. And I was like, all right, you might be homeless, but you're not fucking hungry, brother. You are not hungry. Dude,
he's gonna last longer than a skinny homeless guy. Bro, he's got some nutrition in him. You know what I mean? But you're gonna last so longer. You're less deserving of this money. Oh my God!
Imagine what they're gonna think when they dig us up. Like in 2,000 years, once they're gonna dig up women with these breast implants.
Yeah.
They'd be like, how the
plastic is
these
everywhere.
Lips, these duck lips, this fucking implants in the ass. Like this men who were once fat, they're gonna be like, were they wearing skin dresses?
It's insane. Yeah. I mean, I wonder if people are gonna be even fatter in the future, or if they're gonna be if health and nutrition and all that's gonna make full circle, and everyone's gonna be like, because this Ozempic craze right now is insane.
Yeah, my dad's on it.
Why?
Yeah, because he's fat. Well, he was fat. He wasn't like an American fat, but he was fat. And he's lost weight.
Yeah, I mean, you don't eat.
He at my brother's wedding, he had kind of like a seizure.
Really?
Yeah. So it was, and that's like one of the side effects of Ozempic.
You get a seizure.
Kind of like a seizure, faint sort of thing. So
you look good. You look good.
Yeah. I mean, he's doing good now, and he looks good, but it's like, I don't know, at what price?
I do so many unhealthy things that like the one thing I do kind of obsess over is eating as clean as possible and like trying to exercise. And it's like if you can just do, because like the thing about Ozempic is like you're not changing your body chemistry, you're just cutting off food. You know what I mean? And that's not gonna help.
I think it's look. I think for some people, like my brother's a vet surgeon, so he's done
Veterinary surgeon.
So he's done 10 years of medical. Yeah, it's for animals, but he understands all this sort of stuff. And he said, well,
we're all animals.
We were all animals, And he says, for some people, it's he goes, would you rather than be fat and die from fat, or at least try? At least do something about it. For some people, it's well and truly weighs in the Ozempic favor because it's just a better option, But you're right. If you could have a choice, you'd do neither, and they would start eating better. They would exercise, and they would actually feel better about themselves too. Surely you.
I think we should change our perspective of fat people. I look at a fat guy and I go, he's got to figure it out. There really is no expectations or like social to be this skinny and fucking ripped and fuck. You ever see that Burr bit on? You've ever seen Bill Burr's like rant about fat people?
No.
Oh, you gotta watch it.
Okay.
It's one of the best fucking comedy pieces ever. But he goes, have you ever tried to like get your fucking abs all fucking scissor cut and fucking the 8-pack? He goes, it's fucking impossible, right? You ever try to get fat? No, you don't need to get fat. It's just you do it naturally. But I look at a fat guy and I go, this guy knows how to live life. You know what I mean? Trying to upkeep that body and it's impossible, dude. You got to count your calories. You got to work an excessive overload. It's so much work. And I look at a fat guy and he goes, he's eating a fucking ice cream and sitting in the sun. What sounds better? Obviously that.
Yeah.
So I think if everyone was just like, hey, being fat is better. We need to go back to the olden days when like being fat, you remember like in the Middle Ages, like if you were fat.
That was a sign of wealth.
Like, that's fucking hot.
Yeah.
What's your number?
Little King Jong-un's, a little fatty, little Chinese emperor.
But you know what? He's hanging out.
Yeah.
He's hanging out. I'd rather hang out with that guy than fucking some fucking fleshed out asshole. You know what I mean?
I still think there's something to the discipline of keeping fit. For sure. It sucks.
It's a great thing.
I know. But I know you're joking, but it does suck. It's painful. More than half the time, you don't want to do it. You get up, you're like, and it feels like a fucking chore. But there's definitely something in it.
Oh, it's the best thing. It
sets you up for the whole day.
It really is the best thing. I mean, it was so hard for me to start going to the gym, but once it's like the hardest ball to kind of push and get the inertia on the ball. But once you get it going, it's like you get your endorphins going. You come out with a pump. You feel better. It does so much for your body. It's so great for you.
Where have we gone wrong? Because like you look at when JFK was president, he had implemented all this stuff in America where like kids had to do like gym every morning at school. They would do all these. There was like videos of all these people doing like pull-ups and sit-ups.
The pacer test.
Whatever, is that what it is?
The pacer test.
Yeah, and like I don't know what obesity was then, but it was probably almost nothing. Next to nothing. But we've really, you look at pictures of people in World War II times, like all the soldiers and stuff when they were lean, man. They were lean.
Yeah, we could never do that today. It would be too easy targets.
It's crazy.
Too big.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what it is, but capitalism. I hate doing the whole capitalism thing, but like it's like industry. It's like all this easy marketed food, chips, soda, all this shit. It destroys your insulin. You know what I mean? You come in, you eat a bag of chips. They put shit in it to make you more hungry. If you're a businessman, you're gonna be like, yeah, put more of the stuff that's gonna make them buy more. And I think the American mindset is it's allowed. It's like do that. There's no integrity behind that. There's no like maybe this is bad for people. And it's a problem, but we're just so fueled by stocking our bank accounts and being greedy little people. And I need more money. I need the bigger house. That it's like these integrity values, they don't matter. Like Scandinavian, they have the happiest way of life, but they also don't have those like companies that shell out millions of dollars for food science research and to put all this flavor and red 40 and shit in your food to just make it look more marketable. And it's just the American way of life. And some people get really rich off of it and they're happy about it and they can't make any complaints. But when you don't get picked up by this moving free market capitalism, you're left behind and you don't get any of the money. You're a lot more sour about it. You go, fuck, all this sucks. Capitalism sucks. if you're not a part of it,
Yeah.
But
Well, I hate capitalism. Nah.
there you go.
It sucks.
Hey.
Nah, it's good. It's definitely driven the world into the way it is today. Technology, everything. We wouldn't be anywhere without it. People have got to have a motivation to do something. Unfortunately, they have to have a reason to shoot forward in some direction. But yeah, there's some just shit food. Like there's a cookie place that just opened up down the street, and these cookies are like the size of a dinner plate, and there must be like 100 grams of sugar in these things. I don't know what that is in ounces or whatever you fucking weirdos measure it in. And the lineup's around the corner every single day, and I'm like,
you fat fucking pieces of shit.
That shit is gonna kill you. It's
gonna kill us.
You couldn't pay me to eat that thing.
It's terrible. And you know what? Guess how much they have to sell to keep those doors open. That's how lucrative that sugar market is right now. It's like, I don't know how much a storefront costs in LES, but it's got to be at least 20, 30 grand. And it's like, how many fucking cookies can you sell to make 20 grand? And they're making it. This is insane to me. I like cookies as much as the next guy, but I couldn't imagine selling that much cookies unless I was in America, where this is the fat ass capital of the world.
Do you reckon these guys will go to hell? Like, do you reckon they'll be? Do you believe in heaven and hell? Or?
Every American's going to hell for something.
I'm definitely going to hell.
You?
Oh yeah.
Why?
Oh, dude, where do I start?
Oh, boy. I need to read your book. You have the book, the Blue Belt Blue Collar Bible, right?
Yeah. I'll bring you a copy sometime.
Bring me a copy. I remember I walked into the Plan B mic, and you guys were talking about jerking off in your book, and I was like, "Are we talking about Louis C.K. right now? What's going on?" Something like that. I can't remember.
Yeah, the first chapter is of me having a wank. So
hard open.
It is straight in.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Tell me about the wank.
Oh, mate. Well, this was at school times.
You're definitely not going to be a nanny.
And yeah. No, it was a true story of mum walking in on me having a wank.
Oh, it's tough.
Yeah, it happens.
It's a tough one.
It happens to us. I was also a bit of a troubled child. I think you and I might have some parallels in that. I didn't like school. I liked school, but I didn't like learning. The same thing, ADD brain. I couldn't concentrate. I fidget a lot. Even here, I move around a lot. I find it.
You have ADD?
Oh, yeah. 100%. I don't take any of the medication. I can get the medication. Like, I've got a full...
No, don't do it.
But I don't like it.
The Adderall and stuff?
Yeah, I don't like it. It just makes me feel like shit.
No.
I feel okay when I'm on it. I feel a little wired, but then at the end of the day, it's just
meth.
Dip, man. I just dip.
Meth.
It sucks. It's so bad for you, man.
That's another thing is like the Adderall thing in America is I know a lot of kids who's like have been on Adderall and not Vicodin, what's the other one? Vyvanse since they were like 12. And the thing is, it totally destroys your dopamine levels. Like meth just does something for the dopamine receptors in your body. It just destroys them. And then you're still premature at 12. So it's like you grow up on Adderall and you just have these issues with dopamine for the rest of your life. And
so what are the effects of that you can...
The meth?
Yeah, like the dopamine. What is that? So what does that mean in a nutshell? So is in their ability to feel joy and stuff like that in a normal situation is cooked?
So like dopamine has to do with like the excitement levels that you're looking for something. It's like kind of when you gamble. Yeah. It's not so much in you winning the bet, but the lead up to winning.
Well, they say even just going on Instagram looking at a reel is dopamine.
But it's more. It's funny. I watched a podcast on ADD and I just couldn't pay attention because I was having such an ADD fucking breakdown, being like, "What do you say?" Yeah. But it had something to do with the fact that like nothing affects your dopamine in that rush more than methamphetamine in general. And the thing about dopamine is once you rise it, it always comes back down. And sometimes it'll come down even lower. Yeah. So you have to start and let it gradually come back to baseline. But if you keep on just going up, you're just going to keep on digging yourself deeper because it'll always reset lower than when what your base was. Yeah. So whenever you have that rush.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. There's some people in my life that take Adderall and I wish they wouldn't.
It's the worst fucking thing.
I can see that it's not.
No, you're a tweaker.
Yeah.
You ever go on stage and
they just get fucking weird as well. Like stupid things, you know. I don't know. It's
terrible. You know what I do for my ADD? This will help. This really helps me. I take fish oil and vitamin B complex and some vitamin D. Yeah. And I'm on it right now. It really helps. Yeah. I take it when I write. It really, really helps. Yeah, okay. I'll send you some. This is what they do for kids in the UK, I think. Okay. Is they just pummel them with fish oil.
I take 8 fish oil tablets a day.
You
I
do?
take 4 in the morning, 4 at night time.
Oh my God.
I take a whole array of vitamins, bro.
Holy shit.
I've got 30 jars of vitamins. And every morning I split it up. I write on the jars M for morning, N for night, then ×1 or ×2. And every morning I fucking split out my morning.
Hell yeah,
I got a whole
dude.
routine. I vitamin the fuck out of myself.
Fuck.
I do athletic greens in the morning. You know athletic greens? Yeah. I do that. I do these different shakes that I do with like protein and what's the one that you take when you're working out to get you bigger?
Steroids.
No. Anyways, I take
creatine.
Creatine, that's the one. I take like a
creatine's
creatine shake. That's supposed to be really good for your brain.
Just having any amount of protein in your body is great.
I found that because I've partied a lot of my life. Like I'm sober now at the moment, but I've partied a lot of my life. I've taken a decent amount of recreational drugs, and I found that my memory started to go a little bit bad a little while ago. I just couldn't remember little things. I just went, all right, what's good for your brain? Omega-3s, omega-6s. I was like, fish all the fuck out of it.
Yeah.
And that's why, and it's been working. It's been great.
Has that helped your ADD at all, you think?
My ADD is always going to be bad. But you know what I've learned? ADD is kind of a gift in itself. A lot of like the top entrepreneurs in the world, a lot of the very smart people have ADHD. It's actually, they sometimes think, and this I may be wrong, but they think like it's like the top 20% of people. Like it's actually more of a blessing than a curse. You've just got to realize how to use it for your advantage. You know? It means you can do a lot of things that people that don't have it can. Like you can multitask. When you master it, like you can multitask well. You can think a lot outside the box because you're thinking of lots of different things all the time. You know what I mean? You can attack something from a million different angles because your brain's naturally doing that anyway.
Yeah.
You know, but it's just a matter of trying to hone it in. So I've started to look at it differently this year. I'm like, all right, I'm going to just try and use this. I'm going to try and use this and see where I can go with it. So we'll see. The journey is beginning, but I've ditched the medication. I don't take the dexamphetamine anymore. I got jars and jars of it at home. I'm just like...
Of what?
Of dexamphetamine.
Oh, yeah. It's just It's just
Adderall.
amphetamines. Yeah, it's fucking terrible.
It sucks.
What's I remember I was telling Evan actually. I was like, yeah, I have ADD, and he was like, I think I have it too, and I was like, oh, it's great because I was reading this book on ADD, and there's a quote in there that perfectly describes ADD, and the quote is, I have a friend Brian, and he has a dog. They both take each other for walks sometimes. It's good, right?
Yeah.
I said it to him, and he was like, I don't get it. And I was like, you don't have ADD.
Yeah.
If you don't get that, you don't have it. And I remember I had an international flight, and I went to the airport. I forgot my passport. I grabbed the wrong passport, and Evan drove it to me. This fucking saved my whole trip.
What a legend.
And as he's doing a drive-by and throwing the passport out the window for me, because I'm like seconds away from missing my flight, he just goes... I'm starting to understand the dog analogy more.
What a legend. He's such a good guy.
Shout out to Evan.
How is living with Ev?
Oh, it's good. It's good. Yeah, me and Evan have we live in like an old building in Williamsburg, but the toilet is a weak toilet.
Ooh.
And me and Evan just take turns going in there and just destroying this poor fucking thing. We are hazing the shit out of this fucking toilet, man. Oh my God, this poor toilet. I feel bad for it. I go in there sometimes and I go, sorry, buddy. So sorry I gotta do this to you. Look at it.
And Evan's a big man as well.
Oh, Evan. And also, I love you, Evan, but Evan eats everything. Like I think the first day I lived with him, he made like a tuna kimchi and a canned bean sandwich.
Yeah.
And I was like, this toilet is not going to like this guy.
You're really sensitive of the toilet.
Oh, I feel bad for this thing, dude.
Do you
I'm an empathetic guy.
Do you have a bidet? Did you grow up with a bidet?
No, so I have a whole bit about bidets, and it's like bidets are a lot like WhatsApp. If you're American and you leave, you don't realize how many people in the world have them and use it, because no one uses WhatsApp or bidets in America. It's very rare here. But you go to like some shitty small rural town in the middle of the forest in Italy, and they have a bidet, but no cell service, no Wi-Fi, but they'll have a bidet.
Yeah, everyone, it's amazing. I love bidets. And I love WhatsApp.
I don't like that. A little too gay for me.
Bidet?
Having that whole butt experience this late in life,
Dude, it's a clean asshole. How
How
can you not like
a
a
gay
clean...
guy would like that?
How can you not like a clean butthole? That's just...
All right, buddy.
Or you'd think it's better to have a fucking shitty, dirty asshole that you got to wipe 20,000 times if you've eaten the wrong curry the night before. You
Toilet paper.
You sick Americans.
Toilet paper was working fine. I literally have like a whole 4 minutes about bidets. It's so funny we're talking about this.
How many times have you like done a shit and then you're in the bathroom like, fuck it, I'm just gonna get straight in the shower now because
Oh, you know what's even worse is taking a shower and then taking a shit.
that's
It's
You
literally
gotta time it.
sacrilege.
Yeah.
You're like, fuck.
I'm getting back in.
Might as well just shit in the shower while I'm at it. God, just stomp it down the drain. Wasting my time.
Oh, this is taking a turn.
Anyways, how's your wife? What were we talking about? ADD. Yeah, okay, so the fucking... What you're saying is that it's just a different toolkit, and if you can utilize it better, you can make something happen. You know, I mean, I do things that... I think I'm like especially emotionally aware, and that's one of the things about ADD is that that's one of the things I get. It's just like I can really hone in on how someone's feeling across the room. And I can go, all right, let's fucking, you know what I mean? Let's work with that. But like trying to read a book, oh my God, it literally is like impossible for me to sit down and read a book sometimes. Like I have to be really into the book.
Yes.
And like really, and the passionate, like how passionate I feel about something will pass. You know what I mean? Like I'll get passionate about a book for 20 minutes. And those 20 minutes I'm reading that book. Maybe 20 minutes is a little too short, but like a day or two, right? But if like my passion fades and I'll switch to something else and I go, oh, now I'm into ceramics.
Dude,
you know, now
I'm the
into
same.
The Republican Party.
I've got like 10 books that I've started that I'm like the first 20% in, and I've just gone, it's boring now.
Yeah.
It's the same. My brother is exactly the same as well. Like he'll have a passion for something and he'll like research. Then 3 days later he's like, nah, done. I'm moving to something else.
110%.
It's a blessing and a curse.
110%.
Yeah, at school it was particularly hard. I used to struggle a lot at school. I used to get in trouble a lot, not for like being a bad kid, but being a very disruptive kid.
Okay.
Like I would always call out.
Yeah.
You know, like if there was an answer, I would just call it. I wouldn't put my hand up.
Yeah.
Always. And she'd always say, put your hand up. I'm like, all right, next time, call out.
Void of a little social cues a little bit.
Yeah, then like if I wasn't interested in something, I would just stare out the window. I could stare out the window all fucking class.
Who doesn't love a fucking window?
I could get to the end of the day and be like, I don't even know what we've learned. I've done 6 periods. I have no idea what we've learned.
No idea.
And, you know, leaving assignments to the last minute, like very last minute, never wanting to study. And I was all right at school until I got to like year 9 where I had to actually study. Like till my natural ability could only take me so far and then the workload got too much. That's when I just dropped the ball. I got way too overwhelmed. I was like, fuck this. And I sort of started like kind of rebelling. And I just...
Yeah. I didn't even I think I had like 35 absences, 60 tardies my senior year. It was a miracle I passed. Like literally, it was a literal shout out. Like Lab, if you're watching this, Brooke, any of you guys, like I don't know how I made it through high school that last year. I got suspended 2 weeks from graduation, fully suspended, almost expelled because I don't know if I should say this, but they caught me with a vape pen in the bathrooms of oh man, this is a whole story. I was the first kid in my high school to get caught with a vape.
Like a weed? Or
like a weed pen, right? Yeah. But it was like, this was right when it was kind of entering the scene. Like vaping was kind of niche back then. This was like 2017. But I was the first kid to get caught. And what the solution was to just kick open the bathroom doors. They had like a little wall behind the door, but I was the kid that got all the bathrooms just like locked open just because they were like, so many kids are vaping.
But how do they kick? So that you'll be sitting on a toilet and they can
not the stall door, but the bathroom door. Like it was a bathroom and there was like 3 stalls with and then like a urinal and like a thing. So... But yeah, that's how, like they knew it was happening, but they just didn't have any proof. You know what I mean? But I was the first, I was like the martyr that,
right.
I was like, oh, okay,
you set the example.
Yeah, and somehow they still let me graduate 2 weeks later, having like Fs in all classes. So
wow.
But then again, like it was like, it's such it really isn't a test of how intelligent you are. It's just a test of how obedient you are and how disciplined you are to get to school on time every day. And like it's good for some skills, but it doesn't really work for every workload. You know what I mean? Like you can't, if you're going out to be an engineer, maybe it helps, but if you want to become an actor, there's nothing in school that really trains you to do that.
There's not, but you know what? There is something in the discipline. That's where I think it all comes from. I think like getting success in anything just comes from discipline and repetition. And I didn't learn those skills early because I flunked out of school like pretty bad, and I just hated studying. I didn't really I went and did a trade, so I'm an electrician, as you know, but so
Shocking.
Sparky.
Shocking. Sorry.
Sharking?
Never mind.
I don't know what that is.
Shocking.
What is sharking?
Continue.
Okay. But but then I look at my brother, my triplet brother, and he went to university and he...
Triplet, brother? You're triplets?
I'm a triplet.
What?
Yeah, I got a brother and a sister.
Wow.
Yeah. But he went to university, right? And he like head down, bum up, and built this...
C-section or vagina?
Cesarean, yeah, C-section.
Oh, okay, cool.
And he got that discipline, right? And he just studied every single day, and now he's like a fucking genius, and he's killing it. And so I think it's all in the discipline.
For sure. Discipline is so key. And I'm actually learning all those things now that I'm 25, 26, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know. Some things I missed. Even when doing comedy, like, I just need the discipline to wake up and do, like, a writing thing. Or, like, having that, comedy, a lot of that kind of plays into comedy a little bit, right? With the writing and stuff like that, and having the discipline just to make yourself go through fucking 10 open mics a week.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It really is a lot of just discipline and telling yourself. And it's also a mental struggle.
Yeah.
Trying to become a stand-up comedian is, I told you this, most delusional choice in the world to really think you can get on stage and go, hey, I'm going to make you guys laugh for 15 minutes, and then I'm going to go somewhere else and do it, and I'm going to go somewhere else to do it, and then I'm going to pay my rent. Like, this is ridiculous. I don't know whose idea this was, but I just really like having the discipline just to push through all that, as well as like the kind of mental balance to be like, oh, you can make it. Yeah, I mean, this will fruit something. It's like both discipline and mental, so it's crazy. It really is like the course of it is really you need the discipline to keep yourself pushing. Because I fell off the horse the past couple. I've been working my ass off, but now I'm gonna get back onto it. So watch out.
Watch out, everybody.
Watch out.
It is, man. But I struggle with it. I try and do like a little bit every single day, but I don't always do that. And I'm getting better. Each day I'm just getting a little bit better, but it's only tiny little increments. It's really fucking hard. Life gets in the way. And of course, it's like the thing that gets put on the back burner if something else comes up. You know, it's like,
Sure, yeah.
dude, sometimes I'm like, all right, I'm on my desk and I'm like, all right, I'm going to do some writing. And then I'll get on my phone just for a second to do something. ADD brain kicks in. I'm now on the reels.
Yeah.
30 minutes later, I'm like, holy fuck, I got sucked into the rabbit hole.
Right.
I'm off. And then I'm like, right for 5 minutes, I got to check something like a note in my phone, Instagram, bang.
Back right there.
And again, it's like,
Zuckerberg, man, this guy is fucking. He deserves the money. This guy got us.
They got us, man. I'm starting to now. I've just got in the habit of putting my phone on like the don't disturb mode, which is
It doesn't work. It works for you. It doesn't work for me. I do like the lock.
Yeah.
The time limit lock. Ignore. Put that. I don't even know why this is here. I've never looked at my phone when those time limit things come up and been like, guess my 15 minutes are up, you know? Let me they're up. I don't know what to do. There's no loophole around this, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, do you have a writing thing you do right now? How do you churn
I do
stuff out?
mostly notes on my phone, and then I just flesh it out on stage, and then I'll go back and like transcribe it eventually. So that's how I do it. I don't really sit there and like write it out to start with. I'll just have like a roughly what I want to say, and then I'll go say it, and then I'll just rip it 3 or 4 times, and then I'll transcribe it. That's sort of my style.
How do you know your joke's done?
I don't know. I'm always thinking about it, always adding and not. But yeah, man, I'm so new to this. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, I think it's a good thing to say. Honestly, I have no idea what I'm doing.
I got no fucking idea. I'm just trying. Sometimes I'm like, I think of something, and I'm like, I could actually say that after this joke that I already have, because that would work, because they kind of have a similar themes. But I can see how after 5 years, it's kind of like a map, you know, like someone who's like going on in the old sailing ships, they used to have to survey the coast. They'd survey, and that's how they used to make the maps. Like, I feel like comedy's kind of like that. You just keep getting little points on a map, and that's all your bits.
The continent,
and then eventually you'll just draw a line between them all, and you'll have something that's cohesive and flows. That's the way I kind of see it. Because I sometimes think, what is this even related to? This idea, I can't really do it anywhere. It's only like a 2-second bit. It's kind of funny, but I can't really do anything. But then like 3 months later, I'm like, that actually could work there. So
you plug it back in.
You can, yeah. But also, I don't know anything. I'm so fucking...
I totally agree.
Yeah.
People try to ask, I'm like, I don't know, dude. I'm drunk right now. I'm just gonna go on stage and see how this goes. Yeah. Sometimes the sillier I am, the better it goes.
Yeah.
The harder I try at it, sometimes it turns out not working. Right now, that's what I'm seeing with my time. It's just like, as I just have to get on stage, be as silly as possible, pretend like the stakes can't be lower, and that's when I have my best sets. And time just kind of seeps away, and it's a lot more cathartic, and it's a lot easier for me. Like I've done 12 minutes where I'm freaking out, and I'm like trying to panel out every pivot, every joke, every punch, and I'm like becoming so pensive about it. And I've done 12 minutes where I just go on stage and be like, I'll figure it out. You know what I mean? And those sets are always way better. They're way more organic, and they feel better too.
100%. I'm the same. When I'm like tight and man, I can get more anxious for an open mic than I can for a show.
100%, because the open mics will go worse.
Yeah, and also there's something about doing it in front of your peers.
Yeah,
you want to like impress the boys.
Yeah,
you want especially you got friends there and.
It's an easier laugh to get to with your friends too. I'll notice that too. It's like if it's a room full of your mates, they'll give you a sympathy laugh. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you're the boy. But
yeah.
Or it's the opposite. You don't know anyone.
Yeah.
You're wasting their time. They're like, I could have gone up already. Why are you up first? I could have gone up. Just like that. Comics in New York are so sour. They can be so sour, and it's certain mics can be worse than others, but just like rooms where the energy is depleted. It's like no one's there to have fun with it. I've done mics actually in like the middle of nowhere, like in Idaho, where it's like it's a turnout. Like the whole town comes out for it. It's like, oh, who's that? You know what I mean? Let's go see the open mic. Really, anyone go up there. And those mics are like 70 people. Everyone's laughing. It's like a show, and I'm like, this is crazy. I went up and did 5, and this is insane. Like, this is a full comedy club. So
that's what it's like in most places. Like when you do open mics, it's in front of a live audience. New York City is such a rare beast.
Mm-hmm. You come here and you just talk about your penis with like 5 other guys. So like, I was gonna do that penis joke. Yeah.
I tell you what though, the talent here is unbelievable.
Yeah, man.
The talent pool is.
I have a question for you. Who are your favorite comics, and how did you get into comedy?
I've said this a few times on the pod. I got into comedy because I came home drunk and high one night, and I saw a course pop up on my computer, and I signed up for it. So I did like a weekend course, and then it finished with a show.
Oh, cool.
That was a few years ago, and then
was it in Australia?
Yeah. And after I finished that, I was in the taxi home with my now wife, and I said to her, I was like, I want to do this for the rest of my life. Like I knew. But I didn't really pursue it much there. I did like 10, 15 open mics when I was there, and then had years off. And then when I came back to New York in June, I sort of kicked it off. But yeah, I loved it. I never grew up in a comedy household. I didn't really watch much comedy. I've got some funny people in my family. Like my dad's pretty funny, but like dry, crude, kind of funny.
Yeah.
Dad humor, yeah. But my favorite comic is at the moment is Osama Siddiqui. He's my favorite.
He's great. Yeah, I know.
Dude,
he's really good.
But then I love Dave Attell, Louis C.K., Jim Jeffries. They're probably some of my favorites. I really like Bill Burr. I wouldn't say he's my favorite, but I really respect Bill Burr. He's invented his own style.
Burr is top of the chart for me, probably.
Yeah, a lot of guys love him. There's just so many good guys. You know what I love as well? That everyone's just different. Everyone's just got their own style, and that's cool. There's no right or wrong way to do this. It's cool. What about you?
Comic wise, man, there's so many good ones. I like Bill Hicks a lot. Do you know who Bill Hicks is?
I know I would know him if I saw him, but
Bill Hicks is like a 80s, 90s comic from Texas with Kinnison, and he is probably my favorite joke of all time. It is such a creative joke, and this guy, you got to watch him. He would clear rooms because he would bomb so hard, and people would storm out, but then there'd be like 3 people just dying laughing. I'll send you some of his stuff. He's fucking a legend. He has a joke where he goes, he's talking about sucking his own dick, and he goes, what does he say? He goes, it's that one vertebrae. If I could just get rid of this one vertebrae, I'd be able to get down there, right? And he goes, ladies here tonight, you guys, if guys could suck their own dicks, all you ladies would be in here alone. watching an empty stage. I'm like, oh, this is brilliant. That's probably my favorite joke of all time. I like Hicks. I like Hedberg. There's a guy named Greer Barnes I've been watching a lot lately. You gotta check out Greer. You know Greer Barnes?
No.
Gotta check out Greer Barnes. I started because I really like Schultz. Schultz was like the first comic for me that was like, this guy is... Because Schultz is from New York, and he has like a very New York... He has this dickhead energy, and it's kind of hard to pick up if you didn't grow up in New York. He just has like this frequency that like I can just pick up on it immediately. That's why I was like, oh wow, this is the New York guy just fucking on stage being a dickhead. And
so that's very New York culturally, is it?
If you didn't grow up in New York and you can't pick up on this wave, there's the small like things he does, like it's just so New York, and it's like I resonate with it. So when I was watching him on stage, I was like, he's a dickhead. Like this guy Schultz is like literally for me like it, just watching someone that like would have been for my friend go up and do it. You know what I mean? I was like, this is crazy. It's like literally one of the boys on stage right now.
That's
so
cool.
I went to go see Schultz at the Cellar once by chance. Like he wasn't a big thing for me, and I was like, wow, Schultz is fucking great. And then I saw him on the lineup again, and this was when he was doing that whole Life tour. I don't know if you watched his new special, but he was building the whole thing like 2 years ago, and I remember I went and he went up second, and I was like, that's strange because they normally have him close. And then Chappelle showed up and did his hour. He kicked everyone off stage and was just like, I'm doing my hour. And he just stayed smoking cigarettes I was like as far as I am from the door right now to Chappelle, who I've seen his specials. And after that, I remember there was a girl at my job.
Was it awesome?
It was insane. I remember I was with my best friend and his girlfriend, and me and my best friend were like freaking out. And his girlfriend, Chappelle was smoking cigarettes, and I think it made her really nauseous. So she started motioning, like, can we go? And he had that moment where it was like, I could stay and watch Chappelle and call her an Uber, or I could be a good boyfriend and take her home. And he was like, babe, it's Chappelle. Can you just suffer for a little bit? I'm here to watch. This is crazy. I'm paying $14 to watch Chappelle do his hour. I'm staying here. Like,
please die quietly.
Come on, Chappelle, babe. Fucking crazy. Come on, take an Advil. There was a girl at my job, and shout out to Ellen. She was like the one girl. Like we'd do Chappelle bits. Like she loved Chappelle, and I'd seen enough of his specials, and it's like where I like enjoyed watching stand up, but I didn't want to be a stand up. And we would just run bits back and forth at my job. And she would always be like, you need to do stand-up. Like, she would tell me all the time. She was like, you make me laugh all the time. Ellen, if you're watching this is all because you. She would always be like, you need to do it, bro. You make me laugh all the time. And I never thought I was funny. I just thought I was retarded. I still don't think I'm funny. I think it's a really egotistical thing to be like, I'm funny. You know, if you're not selling out Radio City, you're not funny. So I would always be like, I'm not doing it. It's such a weird thing for me. But then I saw that Schultz and Chappelle thing. And I remember just thinking like, all right, like if I get to go to work every day and Chappelle shows up and kicks me off stage and still pays me for my time, and I just get to sit here and watch him do his hour, I'll take a swing at that. Like if I can make money doing that, like I will at least try to get in that room. So that's how I started, and then just doing mics and.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy, honestly. That night changed my life, and it was the Heat final. The Heat lost that day because I remember I left and I saw my boy who was like the biggest Heat fan, and I was like, I just saw Chappelle for $15, and he was like, I don't give a fuck. The Heat just lost the finals, and I was like, shut the fuck up. Shut up.
That's mad. How cool is the Cellar? No, I think people that don't really know, the Cellar is like the best, probably arguably one of the best comedy clubs in the world.
I think it's the best comedy club in the world.
Yeah, and you'll get drop-ins there. Like, like when I was there last, Louis C.K. dropped in.
Oh, how was that? It was
awesome.
It was a new hour.
Yeah. Oh no, some of it was his old stuff. I'd seen some of his stuff on specials before. I think he might have just been getting up and just ripping some bits. He had a bit of a notepad on him, so he had some new material.
How long did he do? Like 10 minutes, 15?
About 15 or 20. So it must be so cool once you get to that like legend status, and you can just walk in on anything. You've got a amazing, attentive live audience. Just
it's the coolest fucking thing in the world, dude. Being at this, it's my dream to play that McDougal Street room. It really is. Like that is the coolest room in the fucking world.
I feel like that's the pinnacle of comedy being a club comic like that would just be so much fun.
It's like the worst lifestyle. You go to bed at 5 a.m, you drink beer till like you can't walk, and you come home smelling like cigarettes, but it's the coolest thing in the world just to go to work. They give you $200 for hosting a show, and then Chappelle comes and he just gives you cigarettes. It's like, well, what the fuck am I doing? It's like I'm making no money, but I have the coolest life in the world. Like, it really is just so cool. I'd love to get there one day. It really is. being in that room is really like a dream for me. Like that's like if I could just make it there within 10 years, like I'm good. Like,
You will.
That's all I want, bro.
You will.
Too, fucking
Thank you, bro.
hot piece of ass. You.
Stop it, you sexy boy. Stop it. All right, how many are we going for time? All right, we got a little bit more longer. So where are you headed now, man? You said you were you're wound back on some shifts now.
Oh, I don't want to talk about the work stuff.
You don't want to talk about today? All right, we're not talking
We're
about
talking about
that.
restaurant life, but I don't want to talk about the work stuff.
Yeah, and what is restaurant like in New York? Like we were talking about yesterday, I read Kitchen Confidential with Anthony Bourdain, like just crazy fucking stories. It sounds like it's a fucking wild industry, dude.
It is a while. I've worked in almost every single capacity. Like I've done fine dining, I've done kind of fast food, counter food, I've done passive dining. I've done it all. I've worked in bars. It's first of all, the money is insane. I made more than a school teacher last year, and all I did was just like pour wine and just take. It's fucking easy. It really is easy, but
it is a full career here.
Oh,
it's a full
yes.
career. People make six figures here easy. Just
110%. Yeah,
doing
5 days a week, just 6, and there's a lot of benefits to it too. Like if you find the right job and the right group. Like there's a Carbone did a podcast with Schultz, and it's really interesting. Like his insight on he told me that the guys they were looking for to work at Carbone, they set up a fake steakhouse and they hired for the steakhouse because he wanted old rustic waiters, like 45 years old, like people that have been doing it their whole life, not like some kid that's like trying to be a comedian or an actor on the side. Because there's two sides. Most people that work in restaurants are going to be kids with like stuff on the side. You know what I mean? Like trying to become an actor. But he wanted like traditional, like worked as waiters their whole lives, like steakhouse waiters. So those guys, they make 6 figures easily, maybe even 120 to 150. And that's like a career like that. Like they're there for 30, 40 years. It's like a legacy job, I think they call it. So
they'll get all the benefits at the end.
Yeah, they probably get dental and stuff like that, time off. I mean, I get time off. I don't get any like insurance or anything like that. So
okay,
but I love it. It's cool. It's a very ethos-driven job. I get to talk to people. I get to interact. I don't have to sit at a desk all day. Sometimes I'd like that, but at the end of the day, like, I can either be on my feet, socializing. Serving food is probably the most human thing you can do, honestly. Like, literally giving someone a meal is just so it's human. So it's human as you can get. I don't know if I could live with myself. I just sat at an office chair at some high-rise talking about fucking percent mortgages and shit like that. And I'm like, what agent of evil am I being right now? Like, I don't know if I could live with myself doing that. So I got to find something that I want to do where it's like, I don't feel like I'm hurting anybody by doing it. Cause I feel like those banker guys are just fucking all agents of fucking evil.
Yeah, it does feel like that, doesn't it? And so it feels like there's a side of this global economy that we live in that is just shooting in one direction, just completely looking after themselves and their own interests, while the rest of us are here like, hey man, this is the real human experience, what we're going through, like together, like, not trying to fuck over everyone, not trying to fuck over your neighbor, not, you know what I mean? Not trying to like scrape every ounce of fucking dollar you can out of any situation at the expense of everyone else. It's like, what are you doing, man? I feel like I believe in God. I don't know what happens when we die, but I believe like our spirit manifests into something, like we're still going to be a conscious being in some way. And I believe that there has to be a moment where you have to then live with the decisions you've made throughout your life. I have read a lot about it. A lot of people that have like near-death experiences and stuff, where they get up to like the pearly gates and then they literally watch their life all over again from start to finish. And they have to come to terms with all the mistakes they made, all the decisions that they made, good and bad. And like, you have to sit there and deal with it. And I feel like I'm starting to come really aware of it. I'm like, how am I going to feel about this when I'm there? What am I going to do? And I keep going through these moments that are like really tough, because it's been really hard for me to come here and do this. There's been a lot of like emotional, of emotional turmoil. There's a lot of moments where I feel like going home because I like miss my family and like miss my life and miss my friends. But then I'm like, well, I don't know. I feel like this is still like a really honorable life to live and try. It's something to aim for that's like unique. So it's cool for you, man. Like, yeah, I'm really excited to see where you go with this, because you're fucking funny. I've been really excited to get you on. Like, one thing I've really admired about you is your ability to just come up with stuff on the spot and riff. Like that is a skill that I don't know many guys that can do it as well as you do. Your jokes and your bits are really funny and polished, but just the fact that you naturally have that ability is that's gonna get you far, man. Especially if you get into positions where you're hosting and you're crowd working at the cellar, man, you're gonna fucking rip, dude.
I'm ready to jump back. I appreciate that, by the way, but I'm ready to jump back in the fire. I've kind of taken a little bit of a hiatus, but I'm next week. I'm doing all this shit again. I'm getting back into the open mic scene, doing all of it. It's hard to get. Like, New York is so fucking competitive. It's so fucking annoying. I hate this shit because, my God, I hate judging people and stuff like that. But it's like, I can be so like, God, I need to get better at this just so I could have this. Like, I need it. And the competitiveness is almost a benefit because it fires me up so much just to be like, God, why is this guy fucking hosting? This guy fucking sucks. I hate this place. This place is backwards. You know what I mean? And I get all these crazy thoughts in my head and I go, I just need to get better. If I get better, I'll get there. You know what I mean? I just need to do the best I can, and I'll overcome all of that. Because some nights I leave and I just get so sour in my head. You know what I mean? Having a fucking shitty set or the crowd was off or something like that, and I go, I hate my life. I get out of there, I go, what am I doing? It's 1 a.m. on a Wednesday. I'm fucking 3 beers in. I have no money in my bank account. I just bombed in front of 3 people. I've been barking since 6. What am I doing?
It's so brutal, isn't it?
We're so delusional. We're fucking delusional. That's the best word to describe it. Is just delusional. And I really hope this does something. But if not, I'm still happy to take a swing at it. It
will, man. It has to. It just has to. If you put in enough energy into something, it's going to go somewhere. It has to go somewhere. It may not. It may be that. Like, look at all the comedians that end up getting into acting. Mm-hmm. They start, so you don't know where it's going to go, but it's going to go somewhere in the direction where it's meant to go. It has to. That's just the way the world works. If you put the energy in, you're going to get it back. It has to.
Man.
It's just a matter of when.
I'm such a critic on myself too. So you ever do this? You ever fucking watch your tape and go, who let me do this?
Every day, dude.
I do it all the time.
Every day. I cringe, dude. I don't video anymore. I just record. And even then, I can't even listen to myself on the recorder half the time. I hate listening to myself.
I can't do it.
It sucks.
They'll send me tapes and I go, oh my God, I should not have paid for this. Buddha. Those Zelle transactions to Buddha, I've thought about flagging them 100 times. I would never do it, Darren. But I go, I can't believe I paid to watch myself do this. This is ridiculous.
Plus their videos suck, by the way.
They're not great.
Get a fucking decent camera. Get a camera with decent sound.
Yeah.
Every video I've got from
the
Buddha
Eastern ones are
fucking
so bad.
awful.
Jesus Christ.
It's like paying someone who's filmed on like an iPhone 7 with like a plastic bag over the receiver.
I'm not gonna lie. I heard the Broadway. I've never done Broadway because I always have to work.
Oh, they're
Saturday
fantastic.
Nights. Yeah, I gotta start doing Broadway. I think I'm gonna do my first industry room.
They mic the audience as well.
Really?
Yeah. So you can hear all the little pockets of audience laugh, and it's really cool.
Yeah, I gotta start showing up to Broadway. I've never even stepped in the door. I think I've never done it. Yes.
Yeah.
'Cause I'm always busy on Saturdays. I have to work every Saturday, so it's like impossible. So.
Hey man, it's been a pleasure.
Hey.
I want to do plenty more of these. You're a good guy. I like talking to you.
Let's do it. They have Evan on here. We could talk about our house.
That'd be fun.
Hey.
Anyway, do you want to give everyone your socials?
My socials. I don't even post anything yet because I need to start posting. But hey, it's AJ Azar. That's it. I'm gonna start posting within the next year or something like that. I think it's weird to. Like everyone's like 6 months in dumping stuff on their Instagram, and I'm like, this is insane. Like I need to wait to have a whole portfolio before I start releasing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, everyone each of their own. I don't post stand up on my Instagram.
No, you post like pictures.
Just post reels. I just reels of this and stuff. But
that's smart. That's good because you have a constant stream of content, which is good. What's what you need? You need a constant stream of content. The algorithm's not gonna fucking pick you up if you post once every 2 weeks a clip. You know what I mean?
No.
Who's writing enough to post? Even that's still insane. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm not going to do it for years. I'm going to hold back on that. When I can look at myself and be like, I'm a fucking undeniable murderer.
Yeah.
That's when I'll start posting content.
That's what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
I'm saving up. I wrote like 50 bits that I'm going to just polish out, get them all clean and done. I'm going to buy a nice camera and I'm going to just start producing a show and I'll tape all 50.
Yeah.
And then I'll just have 50 to post and rinse and repeat. And the algorithm will like that a lot more than just posting some gay retarded joke on my thing. They're like, this is borderline community flag. All right.
All right, guys. AJ Azar.
Hey.
Follow this legend. See you on the next one.
Cameron Bird. Hell yeah.
Thanks, brother.
Hell yeah. That was fun. That was.
Hey guys, thanks for listening to this episode of Going After It with Cam Bird. Produced by Cam Bird. Podcast edited by Calpit. Music by Brian Rigby. If you've enjoyed this episode, please like and subscribe. And if you can, get after it.